Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would take a look at someone else's legend push and take a look at a team that is going to perform very well in the Open Great League. I know that the Great League is going away very soon. I think when this video goes up, I'm pretty sure the Great League is not going to be in rotation anymore. But if you guys like this team, I would highly recommend that you try it out when Great League comes back. These battles were submitted to me by YarizardX. Huge shout out to him. Thank you so much for the battles. I haven't been accepting battle submissions lately, only because I'm waiting until things cool down a little bit with university. It's almost over. I'm in my final stretch, and then I will have a lot more time for GBL and for reviewing your battles. And I do plan on making a new post to inform you guys when I'll be accepting submissions again. However, I received these a couple days ago. I was appreciative because, like I said, I've been busy and I haven't had time to record my own battles. And I thought it would be nice to take a look at someone who was able to make it to Legend, and not only make it to Legend, but they climbed from, I believe it was 2,860 to 3,000 and made it onto leaderboards. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. The team they're running is Watergun Lantern on the lead with Wigglytuff and Vigoroth in the back. I'm gonna assume that the Vigoroth is a safe swap, but my only issue with this team is that it is entirely weak to poison and grass types. So I think if you see a Victory Bell or a Venusaur, you're gonna struggle a little bit. However, those have disappeared from the meta, especially around like 2,800 elo. I am playing in 2,800 elo, and a lot of teams get punished by grass types. So I'm going to tell you guys that now. If you're playing in that elo, you might want to consider running that Venusaur, because I've been running Shadow Venusaur, and boy did I climb quite a bit in the past couple of days. Anyways, we'll have to see if the meta stays the same in the Great League when it comes back in a couple of weeks. It can definitely change. And I know in lower elos, you'll probably see a lot more grass types. So if you're seeing them, probably don't run this team. Anyways, that's going to be enough rambling from me. I have about 3 sets worth of battles to get through. Like I said, it is going to be a push from the high 2,800s straight to 3,000. So let's just get into these battles. In the game that's happening in the background, it's almost over because I talked through most of it, but basically it was a hard counter game in our favor. The opponent led Mantine. We had Lantern on the lead. They swap out immediately before seeing we have Watergun, and then they bring in Steelix. And of course, Lantern with Watergun is going to destroy Steelix. We were able to align our Vigoroth to their Magnezone as well, and basically that was going to be a really good win for us. In this next game, the opponent led Mandibuzz into our Lantern, and they swap immediately into a Lickitung, and we have the ultimate answer for Lickitung in the back. Gonna bring in that Vigoroth and do super effective damage with the counters. Of course, they are going to be able to hit back with Body Slam, but we're not gonna let them get to a third Body Slam. We're gonna be able to take them out and have a ton of energy for this Mandibuzz. Gonna go for this Rock Slide here. Does the opponent let it land? They do. They are in the yellow now. We can let this Vigoroth go. And we have 2 things in the back that are going to be amazing against Mandibuzz. The opponent just top left when they see that Wigglytuff. I can see now why this combination of Pokemon is performing really well against the meta we're seeing in the high 2,800s. Anyways, moving on to the next battle, we're going to see another Mandibuzz lead, but this time they stay in and they go for a Dark Pulse before swapping out into a Quagsire. Gonna weaken that Quagsire with a Surf, it looks like, and then we are going to bring in our Vigoroth. Okay, so the opponent is going to go for an Aqua Tail here. They should be able to make it to another one, but we go for the Body Slam, probably to prevent our opponent from getting any more damage off on this Vigoroth. And Vigoroth is going to be able to perform well against Mandibuzz. We're going to go for a Rock Slide here, which is going to hit for super effective, but they go ahead and they shield it. The opponent has no idea that we have Wigglytuff in the back, but oh boy, do we have a surprise for them. We're going to bring in that Wigglytuff, and they swap out into their own Vigoroth. This should be an easy win for us. We can bring in Lantern, and it looks like he's not going to shield here. But I would shield this. Let's see what he decides to do. He does shield the body slam. That way we can get a move off on this Vigoroth. Gonna go for that surf and take our opponent's final shield. Now we can come in with Wigglytuff, farm this Vigoroth down, and we should have a move ready for the Mandibuzz. Aw man, that's unfortunate. They make it to another body slam and they are going to take our final shield. We just need to hope here that we are not in aerial ace range. I would have gone for the icy wind just in case, because we could debuff them, but we are going to live this aerial ace, charm the Mandibuzz down, and we are going to be able to take them out and take that win. GG's to the opponent. On to the next battle, we are going to be met with a shiny Mew on the lead. Now we just have to watch out for that Wild Charge. I'm assuming the opponent is going to be running the standard moveset of Surf and Wild Charge. Wild Charge is going to be neutral. I called it. They throw it and then they swap out into their own Wigglytuff. Gonna go for a Surf here, hoping to maybe weaken them, but we take a shield from them and then we swap out into our own Wigglytuff. Okay, let's see how this goes. We let the Icy Wind go. Interesting choice. And we're gonna go for our own Icy Wind. Hopefully we can take them out before they take us out. Yes, we survived their last charm and they're gonna bring that Mew back in. Unfortunately, they farm us down, but we're going to bring in Vigoroth now. I guess we're going to have to start shielding here because this is the last healthy Pokemon we have, and we want to keep this Vigoroth alive. Hopefully, this is not the Wild Charge. It is the Wild Charge. That's so unfortunate. We're going to go for a Body Slam here, and hopefully the Mew lets it go. They do. We're able to take the Mew out, and our opponent's final Pokemon is going to be a Lantern. Okay, let's see what he decides to do here. He lets the Surf go. He makes it to a Thunderbolt at least. Maybe we can take our opponent's final shield. We don't. Okay, we each have a shield left and we have 2 Body Slams loaded up. So I think we should be okay. I'm gonna go for this next Body Slam and I don't think it'll be enough. Okay, never mind. It is enough to take the Lantern out and we take that win. Moving on to the next battle, we're going to see a Shadow Magnezone lead, and it's going to be interesting to see how he takes care of this because this is definitely one of the Pokemon that I struggle against with my team. I'm running a whole team weak to Shadow Magnezone, so yeah, I do not like this Pokemon. But it looks like the opponent goes for a Wild Charge, takes a shield from us, and then they swap out into a Cress, and we weaken the Cress a little bit with our Lantern, and then we bring in Wigglytuff. Unfortunately, this Cress is running Future Sight, so that hurts Wigglytuff, but we are going to be able to make it to a Disarming Voice. The opponent shields the Disarming Voice. Okay, I'm guessing we don't want to bring the Lantern back in because we know it has Grass Knot. Now, our opponent swaps out when they see Vigoroth into Gligar, which probably not a great play from our opponent because we should be able to align our Vigoroth to... Never mind. Okay, I guess we're gonna let the dig go on Vigoroth. I thought we would try to save Vigoroth for Magnezone, but I guess not. Gonna bring in Lantern and farm this Gligar down. The opponent doesn't have any shields left, so it makes sense to save the shield for Lantern, and hopefully the opponent doesn't reach a Wild Charge here. They don't. We're able to reach that Surf before they can reach a Wild Charge, take the Magnezone out, and the opponent is going to go ahead and top left. By the way, guys, I am watching the battles for the first time and reacting for the first time, so that is why I do not know what is going on. So if I say something's going to happen and it doesn't happen, that's why. Moving on to the next battle, we are going to see a really nice lead of Azumarill, but we are running that Water Gun, which is going to be resisted. Anyways, they swap out into a Poliwrath, and we have a Charmer in the back. Gonna go ahead and shield the Scald from the Poliwrath, take the Poliwrath out with the Charms, and let's see if the opponent decides to bring that Azu back in. They do. Okay, we're gonna go for a Disarming Voice here, and we should be able to weaken this Azu a lot with our Wigglytuff. Our opponent's going to go ahead and throw an Ice Beam here. They definitely do not want us to reach another charge move. And I guess we're going to have to bring in Lantern now. And this is the only issue with running Water Gun on Lantern, is that Water Gun is going to be resisted by Azu and by Mantine, and it is going to make those matchups a little more difficult. Not so much Mantine, because everything that Mantine is going to throw against Lantern is going to be resisted. But against Azu, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Now, our opponent's final Pokemon is going to be Altaria, and I thought this was going to give us a hard time, but we managed to land a Rock Slide, and they even let the Body Slam go. They basically gave up their Altaria, and then I think here they just gave up, and they let the Body Slam go. But I guess with the Altaria, they were trying to call a Body Slam on the first move. It ended up being a Rock Slide, so GG's to our opponent. We are going to take that win. Moving on to the next battle, we are going to see a really annoying Alolan Sandslash on the lead. We just have to watch out for the Drill Run. And I am assuming we're going to invest a shield here. We don't. It hurts a lot. And now they just need an Ice Punch to take our Lantern out. They're able to take Lantern out. We're going to bring Vigoroth in and farm the Alolan Sandslash down. Okay. Our opponent's final 2 Pokemon. It looks like Wigglytuff is going to sweep the backline because our opponent's final 2 Pokemon are going to be Annihilate and Feraligatr. Feraligatr's fast move is resisted, and Annihilate is going to take super effective from the charms. So our opponent goes ahead and top lefts. The next game, we get someone playing Shadow Salamence. They see the Wigglytuff. They go ahead and they top left as well, so another easy win for us. On to the next battle, we are going to see a really nice lead of Empoleon into our Lantern, and the opponent swaps out into a Wigglytuff. Gonna try to weaken the Wigglytuff with a Surf, but we manage to take a shield from them, and then we bring in Vigoroth. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and shield the Icy Wind because we absolutely need alignments. We need that Empoleon aligned to our Lantern. It cannot see our Wigglytuff, and it looks like he can go for a full counter down on the Wigglytuff. Gonna go for a Body Slam up against the Empoleon. It is going to be resisted, but it is nice to get some chip damage off on this Empoleon. Now, the energy on Empoleon is going to be useless against Lantern, and the opponent has a Goodra in the back. They see the Wigglytuff, and they go ahead and they top left. Moving on to the next battle, we are going to see a Vigoroth on the lead. Okay, a neutral lead. Let's see how this plays out. Gonna go for a Surf, it looks like. And we should let this Body Slam go. It's just a Body Slam. Let's see if the opponent decides to shield or not. They let the Surf go, and then we bring in our own Vigoroth. Okay, the opponent is going to bring in a Gligar. Gonna go for these Body Slams, which are going to hurt. Yeah, that does a pretty decent amount of damage. Gonna go for another Body Slam here, and the opponent uses a shield. They're gonna go ahead and throw their move before we can reach another Body Slam. However, he decides to save his Vigoroth. Okay, gonna go for a Body Slam here, and our opponent invests both shields into this Gligar. This is good because Wigglytuff takes a long time to get to its charge moves, and it is not going to be able to take shields. Now, our opponent has enough for a dig, but he lets the Lantern go, and now it's all up to Wigglytuff to take this win for us. Our opponent's final Pokemon is going to be Azu. Okay, let's see how this plays out. They're going to go for an Ice Beam here. We're going to go for a Disarming Voice, but we have to watch for a potential catch that could be devastating for us right now. Going for that Disarming Voice, and our opponent has no shields left. But are we going to be able to charm this Azu down? We are, and we have a move ready for the Vigoroth, but they win CMP. Unfortunately, going to go for that Body Slam, and they take us out. GG's to the opponent. Moving on to the next battle, we are going to see another really nice lead, and this time it's Azu. And notice we haven't seen any grass types yet. Okay, it looks like they've just disappeared. Our opponent is choosing to stay in. I guess they've seen that we have Water Gun, and they decided that they could take the Lantern out with the Play Roughs. Now, they are going to be able to reach another Play Rough here, which is going to weaken our Lantern. I'm not sure what we would need to save our Lantern for, but we are going to go for a Surf here, and we should be able to take lead. Our opponent doesn't invest any shields, and they are going to have a Feraligatr in the back. This is not enough for a Thunderbolt, unfortunately, and our opponent is smart, so they no-shield the Surf. Both the Pokemon we have left are going to resist the Shadow Claws from Feraligatr, so they can both perform well up against it. Our opponent goes ahead and throws a Hydro Cannon on our Vigoroth, weakening it, and then they bring in a Mantine. We are in Aerial Ace range now, so we're going to go ahead and shield our Vigoroth. We have that Rock Slide to hit for super effective. Of course, our opponent is going to invest their final shield into Mantine, and now we just bring in Wigglytuff and hope that Wigglytuff will be able to do enough damage to this Mantine to take it out. They are going to be able to reach 2 more Aerial Aces. We can live 1 more, and we should invest our final shield here and hope that the charm damage is going to be enough up against the Feraligatr to take it out. But they swap out into Feraligatr and take the Disarming Voice. It's enough to take them out. We're not quite able to charm this Mantine down, but it is in counter range, and our Vigoroth has just enough health to take the Mantine out and give us that win. Moving on to the next game, we are going to see another Vigoroth lead. I hate neutral leads because you never know if it's going to go in your favor. Anyways, of course, going to stay in up against this Vigoroth and go for a Surf, building up to that Thunderbolt to potentially take a shield from the opponent. They no-shield the Surf, however, and they are in the yellow now. We're going to swap in our own Vigoroth. Our opponent swaps out into a Skeledirge. Okay, gonna bait with this Body Slam, and hopefully we can reach a Rock Slide, but our opponent doesn't fall for the bait. They take the Body Slam, and they are going to be in the green now, and now we should bring in our Lantern. At least we've drawn out the Skeledirge, and it's not going to be up against our Wigglytuff. But we're going to go ahead and shield our Lantern because we absolutely have to take this fire type out. Going for a Surf here, they let the Skeledirge go. They have 2 shields left. What could they have in the back? They're going to bring that Vigoroth back in. They have another fire type in the back. Okay, I'm guessing we just saved the shield for Lantern or not. No, that's right. The Lantern is in the red. That would be not a very smart idea. But it doesn't look like we are going to win this, so yeah. They're going to go for a move here. Unfortunately, bye-bye Wigglytuff, and Lantern is not going to be able to lift this because it's boosted. Even if it wasn't boosted, it would have done enough damage. Our Lantern was in the red. GG's to the opponent. Moving on to the final battle of the video, and we absolutely need this win to reach Legend. The opponent leads Skeledirge into our Lantern, so a really good lead for us. They say swap into Lickitung. We bring out that Vigoroth. They go ahead and they top left, and that is going to be a 3-2 in the set. But is it going to be enough? Because we were at 2,982. It's just enough. 3,000 on the dot. Congratulations on Legend. And that is going to bring us to the end of our video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like my content, please consider subscribing. Maybe leave a like. It helps me out so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.